Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I had no intentions of sitting down and filming this video tonight, but I was like, you know what? Let's have a real talk. I've got my hair, just put my hair down, so I'm all frizzy and yucky. Poured myself a glass of wine, and I figured let's have like a girl chit chat here. Well, if there's any gentlemen watching this video, then welcome to. Over on Instagram, I got a bunch of good questions from you guys. I have my phone charging because I'm on like 7% because, again, I did not plan on filming this today. So I'm gonna go through all of your questions. Usually, the majority of the questions are all about Sydney's dad or like our relation, like the past, and you know, of course I got some of those, but this time the majority of the questions were about dating. And I'm like, oh, what a refreshing change. Not that I mind, because I totally don't mind. It's just sometimes I feel like I just repeat myself constantly. So I thought it was so exciting to just get a bunch of different types of questions so that this Q&A is different from all the rest and hopefully not boring in any way. Grab a glass of wine, except for if you're watching this in the morning. I mean, do as you please, okay? Maybe grab a coffee, tea, whatever you want to drink, so we can chit chat together. The first one is, do you drink soda? I love Coke Zero or a Diet Coke. I don't buy it often because I know it's not the best for you, but I just love Coke Zero or Diet Coke. I used to be a Pepsi girl. Growing up, I was only Pepsi, no Coke. And now I've completely switched. I love Coke Zero. How many followers on YouTube/Insta until you could quit your other job? That is a really good question, and always a question that I like sought out the answer for from other people when I was getting going, just to, I don't know, just to get some inspiration and see like, okay, how close am I? I ended up quitting my job and then I hit 30,000 subscribers, which is so crazy to me. I went full time. I mean, I don't recommend doing it because it was a stretch, but I can't even believe it. I hit 30,000 subscribers, I think like a week after I quit my job. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know I had to take a couple different leaves of absences from my job because of my life situation. I had no childcare lined up for my daughter because the person that was watching her while I worked was unreliable, extremely unreliable, and I would have to call out, and you can't do that. You can't just not show up for your shifts. Luckily, I mean, all of my bosses were and my coworkers, everyone was amazing. A lot of people stepped up. Some people just randomly like came to watch Sydney for me on the fly, but it just was the most stressful, anxiety like ridden thing. Anyway, so I was sort of forced to quit my job because I didn't have childcare and I needed to figure my life out. And then all of a sudden, I just started working harder on YouTube and busting my butt. And then all of a sudden sponsorships started coming in, and then I doubled my ad revenue, which you can't rely on, just so you know. Do not rely on that ad revenue. So, and then my affiliate links started adding up in my Amazon, and I just started working way more on my YouTube and Instagram and was able to spend a lot more time on it and upload more videos. So I was able to, you know, make my income through there. So yes, we'll say 30,000 subscribers on YouTube and Instagram. I don't know, I just hit 10K on Instagram. So I had maybe like 5K, I don't even know, not that many on Instagram. I didn't even start doing sponsorships or sponsored posts on Instagram until sort of recently. How do you keep motivated? I have such a hard time. Honestly, I keep motivated based on my goals with YouTube and my business and my dreams. I never used to think beyond today or think beyond tomorrow. And now I'm starting to think about the future and thinking about, okay, what are my goals? Instead of just working constantly, like what is my goal that I'm working towards for 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? And ever since I started switching my mindset to thinking about down the road, it is keeping me motivated. Throughout the winters though, it is so hard to be motivated. In the winter, I mean, Maine has like 7 months of cold weather, and you guys know I complain about it all the time, but I'm too chicken to move. I would love to move to a warm, sunny state to keep me like going. I just get so drained in the winter. So right now in the summer, I'm high energy. I'm so happy. I live for sunny weather and the beach. And then actually another question is, do you plan on moving? I do plan on moving out of this place within the next couple of years. I think I talked about it recently, maybe on my last Q&A, I don't remember. I have a 2-year plan, and it's not a plan, but a 2-year goal to save up to like double my income, triple my income, like whatever I want it, like I want to make more money. I want to save up. I want to have a yard for Sydney. So the reason why I have to make double, triple my income is because the town that I live in, I didn't even know it, but I was so blessed and so lucky to buy this condo when I did, because it's almost doubled in value since I bought it 5 years ago. And the town that I live in is really expensive. So basically, if I were to sell my house right now, yes, I would profit a lot of money. I mean, obviously it all depends on if someone's gonna buy it, you know, it's only valued at so much unless someone's gonna buy it at that price. Even if I were to profit money and sell my house, what I could get for that amount of money would be like a shack. It just happens to be where I live. If I moved north to where my mom was, I could buy a really nice, like brand new build on acreage. It just depends on where you live. You know that. Were you the one to end your relationship? I'm still debating leaving. Nerve-wracking. Yeah, I was definitely the one to end it. 100%. And it actually took me so long to end it, and not because I didn't want to end it. It just was impossible. Yes. It's really difficult. You can't control other people. Let's just put it that way. So if you're still debating on leaving, then you're not ready to leave. You'll know when you're ready to leave, because you just won't debate anymore, and you'll just know. Even if you're not ready to leave, I think you already know the answer. If you're saying you're debating on leaving, you already know what to do. You just need to gain the courage and strength. Just pray on it if you pray, and maybe make notes. What do you want out of life? What do you want out of a relationship? What do you want for yourself? You know what you deserve. You know you deserve better. So stop living out of fear, because fear only holds people back. Fear holds people back, like from living any sort of happy life. I'm more happy right now being single and alone than I ever was being stuck in a horrible relationship. Was Sydney's dad always the way he is now? Yes. This is a really difficult one. I know there are people who know, because I've messaged with some people, or like people might assume or whatever. I will say yes, but I will also say there are ups, there are downs. It's not always bad, horrible, and it's not always, like there are ups and downs. Let's just say that. What made you have a baby with Sydney's dad by the same person? So honestly, you guys, I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say it. I thought that I would never have a child if I didn't have one then. And then I also thought, not that it would change this person, but I honestly thought, I never thought it was going to be this way. Let's just put it that way. Never in my wildest dreams did I think it was actually going to be this way. Did I think that that was a potential? Yes, but we had discussed it going into it, because Sydney was planned. I honestly just really wanted a child, and I thought I would never, I don't want to get emotional. I just thought that I would never be a mom if I didn't, I don't know. And I know it's confusing, and I know it's hard for people, like everyone, to understand, like, why would you ever have a child with someone who, I don't know the answer to that, but clearly God had a plan, because otherwise Sydney wouldn't have happened the first time we ever tried, and it wouldn't have happened. So it's all meant to be, clearly. But yeah, looking back, as an outsider, no way would I tell my friend, my loved one, to go ahead to move forward with that. But at the end of the day, look where we are now. Look, I have the most amazing, beautiful little human being. I have the most amazing job. I'm my own boss. I'm like, none of this ever would have been if it wasn't for God's plan. So, are you having any more kids? I mean, I hope so. I hope I do in the future. If I don't, that's okay. But I have options too. I'm 33 and I know there's, you know, I have a few years left in me, and whatever God's plan is God's plan. I would love, my dream would be to, you know, find someone within the next 6 months, fall in love, get married, have a baby, and just, I don't know, like that would be my dream. Any tips on overcoming loneliness in the evening? Honestly, you guys, I work almost every single night. So I'm not lonely because I'm just sitting in front of my computer editing my life away. I have the TV going. I literally am just like glued to the phone, responding to you guys through either YouTube or Instagram DMs, like interacting with you guys, or just watching a movie or like getting into a show, and I just let that run through. Like I've run through a bunch of different shows and that makes me happy, and cleaning, and I just don't have time to be lonely. I don't have any tips. Do something for you. Do something that makes you happy, whether it be like take a nice bubble bath, have a glass of wine, watch a good show, do something for you, pamper yourself, do like a face mask, paint your nails. Like, I don't know, I don't get lonely. Are you a vegetarian? You're always making chicken, but I never see you cooking red meat or fish. So I'm a chicketarian. No, I'm not a vegetarian, I eat chicken, but you know what I mean. I don't eat any other meats or fish or anything like that. I've always been that way. I've always been so weird and picky and finicky, which is so weird to me because Sydney is the least picky person on the planet. How do you stay sane doing the same thing at home every day? I'm a stay-at-home mom at the moment and going crazy. My biggest advice for you is to get a hobby. Get a hobby, because I could never, I mean, I say this, but I'm sure I could never be a stay-at-home mom without having a hobby or something that took up time for myself. Like for me, YouTube is my life. I do YouTube constantly. I'm filming or editing, or it takes up so much time. Yes, I'm spending time with my child, obviously, but that is my me thing, my outlet, my job, my goals, my dreams. So if I didn't have YouTube and I was just solely a stay-at-home mom with just worrying about housework and raising my daughter, I would go crazy. So I would have to have like play dates and mommy meetups and movies and things to do constantly. I would probably spend so much money because I would just go do things all the time. Will you be piercing Sydney's ears? And if so, when? I'm not gonna pierce Sydney's ears until she asks for them. It's just been my thing. I wanna make it a fun event. I remember getting my ears pierced with my parents, and I want Sydney to have the same experience. If she wants her ears pierced, then she can tell me and we will have a fun day out of it, and it will just be an event. I have just decided that, like, what if she doesn't want her ears pierced? I know they can close up and it's fine, it's whatever. Yes, they look so cute, and she has hardly any hair, and it would just make her look so sweet. But you know what? It's her body, it's her decision, and that's just where I'm at with it. I just want to make it like a fun event, and I want her to ask me for them. If you could go back in time and change one thing, what would it be? By the way, I just adore you. What I would change would be my insecurities, my self-doubt, I had the worst insecurities and self-esteem growing up. And I know it's very common for girls, and it's just so common. But I was so self-conscious that it was crippling for years, like years. I'm still self-conscious, but it's not crippling anymore. I'm more of a like, I have cellulite all over my thighs, I have crooked teeth, I have this and that, like, but whatever. Those things used to be crippling for me. I used to be so self-conscious about having muscular thighs, and it would literally just consume my thoughts all day long. What do I look like? What do I look like in this picture? What do I look like in this outfit? Like, what are people thinking about me? Are they looking at me? And this and that. Like, oh my goodness. That would be my thing. Because who cares what other people think about you? Who cares? It literally just stops you from living a happy life. Like, It stops me from getting in a bathing suit and enjoying the pool with my daughter, or going to the beach and enjoying the beach with my daughter. Like, I just want to live a life because life is way too short. Are you ready to start dating? Are you on any dating apps? Hope you find someone special. There are so many messages or questions about dating. When are you going to start dating if you haven't already? Like how do you date as a single mom? I need advice. You guys, I'm not dating, but my eyes are open. My eyes are open and I'm like ready and willing and actually making eye contact with human beings when I'm in public now. Hopefully when COVID dies down anytime at all, please. Hopefully I can start getting out there again and just making myself like, you know, get out there and making myself available to actually like meet other people. I'm not on any dating sites right now. I've always said it's not for me. It's not something I want to do. But honestly, who knows? You know, if I find myself like truly not being able to get out there, maybe I will try the whole dating app thing. Doesn't have to be in the video. Love to hear about what you did about Sydney's upper lip frenulum. Yes, I did mention she had a lip tie when she was like 15 months old. I noticed it. And honestly, you guys, it's basically like super thin now and kind of grown up. It's still there a tiny bit, but like it used to be there when I brushed her teeth and now it's not. It's like, it never broke, it never bled. I think she just grew, her mouth grew and it changed. It never affected her breastfeeding or anything like that. So we didn't ever have to clip it. What type of video editor do you use? I use Final Cut Pro. You don't need Final Cut Pro though, you guys. Me setting off toys all the time. You guys don't need Final Cut Pro. It's like 400 bucks, or it was. I bought it quite a few years ago. But iMovie is free, and so many like big YouTubers use iMovie or did forever. iMovie is free and it's just the same. I love Final Cut Pro now, but that's all I've ever used for the last quite a few years. And I still am a horrible editor. There are so many things that you can do with Final Cut Pro that I have no idea what I'm doing. So I basically do basic edits. How do you stay firm when your daughter, or when or if your daughter doesn't want to do something like brush teeth or something like that? Honestly, you guys, I just had to start being like mean. I had to start being super firm, and I don't like disciplining. I don't like being that person, but you have to be the boss. And when I finally started like being the boss and making discipline happen is when things got better for us. It took a little while, obviously, and it's really hard, but now I don't have to be such a jerk all the time. I just had to start like laying down the law and saying, hey, there are consequences. If we don't brush your teeth, we don't have time for books. We're not watching TV. I'm shutting the TV off. It's time. This is it. This is how it's gonna go, and I'm the boss and you're gonna do what I say. Like, I just had to start being a jerk and not arguing with her. Instead of arguing with her, I just picked her up and brought her to the bathroom and did it. Like, if she didn't want to meet me in the bathroom and she's taking forever, I would just make it happen myself. Say, hey, you have two options. You can walk here on your own, or I will come and pick you up. But this is what this is what we're doing. So I don't know. But the book, I'm sweating right now. I just shut all my windows and it's so humid. That's why my hair is like, oh my gosh, it's so uncomfortable. It's sticking to my neck. The book, No Bad Kids by Janet Lansbury. I will have it linked down below. You guys, it's a game. It was a game changer as far as disciplining Sydney goes. I did have a couple of discipline questions in here. How are you feeling with all the virus stuff for your little one? I did have a couple of questions like, how are you keeping Sydney safe in public? And how are you feeling about everything right now? Honestly, you guys, I'm just gonna be very blunt. I can't really dive into it on YouTube because I don't want to get flagged and taken down or demonetized. And it's really sad that we can't talk about current events. But I understand why, because, you know, misinformation gets out there and it's just like a whole controversial, like not controversial, but there's just so many different sides and avenues and arguments and negativity and this and that. So what I'm going to say is, how do I keep her safe in public? Okay, so this is what I do. It took me a very long time to actually even be okay with myself, even going into a grocery store. It took me a long time. And now I am a little bit more like, okay, okay, into the routine. This is what we're doing. We wear masks all times, but they're mandated here. Like that's weird. Just everywhere you go, you have to wear a mask. I have a wonderful mask for Sydney that I got off of Etsy. I will have that link down below as well. I highly recommend it. It has a filter. It came in, it shipped like that same day, and it has adjustable ear straps. It has the metal nose piece. She's never once complained about it being uncomfortable. A little, maybe like, you know, can I take it off, mama? After a little bit, but she wears that mask every time we are in public if we have to go, and most of the time when we're in public, it's to grocery shop. So we both wear masks. I have hand sanitizer on me at all times, as well as hand sanitizing wipes. So no touching faces, no touching anything, no blankets, no food, no water bottles, no nothing in public. And Sydney is really, really good at abiding by that. I don't know how, but she's so good at it. I either have her in her stroller so that she doesn't walk around and touch everything, or I'm just holding her hand. And then we come home, we wash our hands constantly. She knows to give people their space and not hug anyone or not touch anyone. And same goes for me, like just same exact procedure. We just wash our hands constantly and sanitize and face masks. That's all we do, but we are staying well and healthy and everything. How are you liking your extensions? You guys, I love my extensions so much. I love them, I love them, I love them. I mean, when I get them the next time, I will definitely be changing a couple of things about it. Like I ended up getting 16-inch extensions, and I definitely think, I mean, I know 16 inches, they look a lot more natural, but I think I want to go with the 20-inch ones and then have her, she can cut them from there, like maybe cut an inch off of them or something so they're not so long. I definitely want them to be a little bit longer, and I want one more pack in because I want them to be a little bit more thick, because down here, she basically didn't put any down here, and then you can see my natural hair just sometimes poking through. I have to hide it. And then I also did the shadow root, and when I was looking at the shadow root samples, it was like this little shadow root and then all of the color, and I thought that would be perfect because I have naturally dark roots. But the shadow root comes in only like 4 inches or 6 inches, so I have the 4-inch, the short ones, and it's just too long. Like it's so dark up here, and then it goes to the bright blonde. So I won't be doing the shadow root next time. You mentioned school in a vlog. What did you go to school for? I went to school for nutrition. I actually went to school for biochemistry, and I did that for 3 years, was in biochemistry for college. And then I ended up switching on my 4th year, and I had like a life crisis at that moment. I'm like, I'm not happy with my major. It's not what I want. It's not making me happy. I'm not finding career paths that I want to do unless I like continue my education somewhere else, like out of the state of Maine, because what I wanted to do was go into forensics, and I wasn't happy or fulfilled. So I switched to nutrition in my 4th year. So I just had to do like another 1.5 years or 2 years worth of nutrition because I had all this background in science and math and all of that. So I just had to do the rest of my nutrition. So I have a bachelor's of science in human nutrition and dietetics. That's probably why I'm so passionate about food. I love food. I love nutrition. I love knowing what it does to my body. I wanted to be a personal trainer and own my own gym someday. 6.5 weeks pregnant with my first, single mom to be, tips for pregnancy or the first. I can't wait until I'm pregnant again because I will do so many things differently. Enjoy it. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry if other people think anything of you, because it's your pregnancy, it's your journey. You won't get that back. I am so passionate about this because I didn't have people in my life who would judge me. I was just so insecure with who I was and who I was with at the time that I held back from so many things that I wanted to do. Okay, you're gonna worry, you're a first-time mom. Like it's a thing. I mean, I still worry, but at the same time, enjoy it. Don't wish for other milestones because they go way too fast. Okay, I will literally be shocked if you cannot see my upper lip sweat right now. It's so bad. I need to be done. I feel like I want to answer one more. What do you plan to do after Sydney goes to school? So that is the last question I will answer. So many people ask about this constantly, like, what are you gonna do? What's your channel gonna do? What are you gonna do when Sydney goes to school? And honestly, you guys, I am going to have so much more time to work. I'm gonna have so much more time to work, to edit, to film, to do fun videos, to get a gym membership. I'm gonna get a gym membership. Maybe I'll meet my man when Sydney goes to school. So I'm gonna get myself a gym membership. I'm gonna work a ton. I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna have a clean house. But yeah, I will continue to do YouTube. I will, who knows, maybe I'll have another business venture on the side. I'll have so much more time to actually work. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this Q&A, this random Q&A. I just decided to randomly film this and do this. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, got to know me a little bit more, and I always like doing this periodically. Welcome if you are new to my channel, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.